Today is Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
This is our recap of Survivor 44, Week 3.
This episode's titled Sneaky Little Snake. That was spoken by Danny in reference to my boy Matt.
You sure were sweating your boy Matt for a while.
A little bit.
Could see the tension on your face.
Let's get to that as we recap.
I just had to say that.
So we kick it off with Tika Night 5. It's time for a little tribal council post-mortem.
Yep, Jam hugged Sarah. Nothing against you, Sarah.
Yep.
Sure.
Carson.
I didn't know, along with Helen. Right, nothing against me.
Carson is excited because he pulled off a blindside.
But he does realize he needs to smooth things over with Sarah. And he tells Sarah he wants to work with her.
Yep. And what's her reply? He's dangerous.
Yeah.
Not to him, of course.
Yep. She calls him a cute little nerd, and she's not surprised that they all trust him, which makes him very dangerous.
Yes.
I like Carson too, though, but Sarah is my USB, but what looking so good for her.
She's definitely on the ropes now.
Well, we'll see what kind of chaos she can.
She's got to play it cool right now.
Well, yeah, now she does.
Who else is playing it cool? Carolyn. Well, not really. She never totally cool. Just kind of moment-to-moment flits around.
I don't know. I think they really enjoy her because even Sarah...
Well, Jam does.
Well, no, I think they all are enjoying... they were all laughing so hard, I thought Carson was going to spit food. And I think she cracks them up, so... I don't think she's as annoying as we thought she was going to be.
We'll get to that part. Right now, she's just talking about how she's happy that her trust in Carson and Jam paid off.
Yeah, she still doesn't seem too sure to me.
Well, she was self-soothing. She was telling herself, doing good, and I have on two different shoes. So, little observation. Might not have been aware initially that she put on two different shoes, I guess.
Okay. Hey, at least she has two different pairs of shoes to put on.
Day 6, let's go over to Ratu to a rousing rendition of the Canadian national anthem, courtesy of Kane. Woohoo! What'd you think? That's a pretty good performance, I thought.
Yep, that was
He's putting his heart and soul into it.
He did. Got the emotion in there, and that will make the Canadians very happy.
Yes, rightly so. And it got him laughing, got his tribe laughing.
Got him laughing, brought their energy up, everybody's getting along.
So I got a question for you. After we see Kane and he's playing with the sword and they're putting in sword sound effects, and sword fighting sound effects.
Declaring himself a nerd.
And no, he didn't say he was a nerd like some people do. He just said, this is what
he did.
No, this is what I think this is what you concluded because he shared that he likes RPGs, role-playing games, and he likes playing D&D, and he's a dungeon master for the last 4 years, and he feels like he's on a hero's journey.
Let me make myself a note, because I'm going to go back and check that, because I think he actually said
this is important in the balance of the couple.
Because I don't usually just think that, so I'll have to go back and check.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Sure, we'll have to take your word for that, I believe. Anyway, my question was...
I married a nerd.
So, I don't run around saying I'm a nerd, though.
You don't have
to. The question being, did your impression of him change? Snort laugh. I got my own Frannie here.
Not so much.
No?
No.
That was meant to make him more endearing. He shared a little bit of his background, where he comes from. Look at him. He feels like he's on a hero's journey. He's here to fight the darkest evil.
Well, I think he's setting himself up to want to be a hero.
Yeah.
Out there, and especially out there.
Who wouldn't want to be a hero?
But it gives me a different perspective versus the nerd Kane versus attorney Kane, who is very
So you're saying he's not
blah,
giving off Strunk the Skunk vibes?
No.
Okay, gotcha. What about Brandon going out there fishing and delivering? They had a nice little fish
fry.
Fish fry.
And he hasn't even
5
been
times
drinking.
fast.
He doesn't.
Yep. So I thought Brandon did pretty good with the Hawaiian spear.
Oh, he did awesome.
Yep. So he's making the most of the small fishing kit they got.
Well, and we know he needed food probably more than anybody.
Yes,
He's
Brandon
such a big
needs
guy
food badly.
with those big muscles.
Yeah.
He definitely needs his food, but I'm always happy to see them get food like that, because fish cooked out like that is delicious.
Especially when you're starving.
Exactly. Even more so.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay, over to Soka. Frannie and Matt. They're going to take a road trip when this is over. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Frannie proposed a road trip, and Matt is loving it. He's all in, ready to do that.
They didn't say where they were going, just take a road trip.
Yeah.
Wherever the road leads them, I guess.
Meanwhile, Claire and Heidi and Josh and Danny are plotting against them. Those two. Danny's thrilled. It's like these two are prime targets.
They're making themselves a couple.
He's
the
got
kiss of death.
He's got a buffer. Yes.
So he's going to take advantage of that if he can. So he says, "Yeah, us four, we're an alliance."
And those two are the first to go. They're making it easy for us.
Yeah. Okay. That was that day. Day 6.
Day 6.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's a good way to frame that. What did you think about how he used the fake coin and set all that up?
Awesome. I love seeing them take advantage of what they were given. Good and well, that's what they gave it to them for.
Yes. Yeah.
And they know it too. So he pulled it off beautifully.
Yeah, definitely bonus points to Danny for making that happen.
Because you could mess that up if you don't do it correctly.
Yes,
but he did it perfectly. And he kind of guided them. If they ever look back at it, Matt might put together that Danny might have been hurting them a little in certain areas.
He certainly had that thought tonight, I would imagine. I don't know that it occurred to him while he was out there. And Matt found a nice big breadfruit that they can chow down on.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, it was gigantic. It's bigger than his head.
I don't know.
Have you ever had that?
Yes.
Yeah? How was it?
Actually, we had it at Zoe's.
Really?
Yeah, her son is vegetarian, and he cooked it as a chili. And I ate some.
I don't remember
you
that at all.
wouldn't eat it.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't even try it off of my plate. You're like, no, I don't want to eat that. So,
Real chili.
You had an opportunity.
And didn't.
For somebody who's cooked it before.
Gotcha.
And, but I ate it, and it was okay, but I wouldn't.
Did they have some of it raw, too?
No.
Okay.
No, it was, like I said, it was another crock pot of different chili, vegetarian chili. So,
Gotcha.
And that's what he used because I asked.
But that was like a chili challenge, and there were so many good chilies
right.
to try.
There was.
Right? We had to go around and score them all. And,
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Where everybody had a scorecard to their favorite chili, and they gave you little samples first.
Right.
And you would go take so many samples and go with the cards and judge those, and then you go back and get a few more little samples, and then you could eat afterwards when you decided which ones you really liked.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Back to Danny.
we digress.
He got that fake idol planted in the cage, and then he hid the key, and then hid it in the tree roots. And then they bounced next back over to Tika. All this still on day 6. A lot of good tribe time in the episode this week.
Yes, I really appreciate that. And we get that at this point of the season because they don't have a reward challenge.
Yes.
when they do the challenge as immunity reward, we get more of this kind of time.
We get the tribe time.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, and as long as they're not either doing the reward or they're not doing the, hey, risk your vote thing, which is appears to be coming next week. So Jam snores quite loud.
I don't know. I really like Carolyn more and more. I thought she was funny myself.
Yeah, about being annoyed with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he'll
just
wake up
telling him, I was mad at you when I wake up and you're smiling. That just makes me mad.
Got some good rest. Yeah.
And she's like, no, well, I wouldn't vote you out because of your snoring. I thought, really? A lot of people would.
Yes, we've definitely heard that in the past,
And he knew
right?
that.
Yeah.
That's why he said it.
We've had castaways purposely isolate themselves away from the tribe at night because their snoring had been so disturbing. Mm-hmm. So Jam knows his survivor history.
Yeah, I thought that was, I just enjoyed the whole thing because that was genuine laughter.
Yeah.
They weren't laughing for the cameras, or they were really laughing. And so I enjoy seeing people when they're having that real humor. And because there's nothing that to me is more healthy than
your USB was enjoying
kind
it too. Sarah said she loved the laughs, and she was calling out as Jam did his Baywatch scene in slow motion on the beach, and just tickled with that. And then she was saying, this tribe really needs some challenge that's tailored to our weakness. To the fact that we are the physically weakest tribe, rather.
Well, and she feels like she is on the bottom of that tribe.
Yes, definitely.
So, she's
both our USBs are potentially in the danger zone.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to ask you when we were back at Soka. Did you think Danny really ate that clue that said the coin was no good?
No, he just did that for the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. That was my thought at the time. Who knows?
Well, he might have.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay.
Speaking of Soka, we're going to bounce back over to them, and it's like the whole tribe's out looking for the key.
You think Danny, they didn't show us, but you think Danny said, we should all go look for the key some more.
I think they would have shown that if it had happened that way.
Maybe not.
But he was, he took advantage of the situation for sure. You know who wasn't looking so hard, though? Claire. She was just more concerned with all the bugs.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
And unfortunately, my boy Matt ends up finding the key after some sort of gentle encouragement from Danny on where to look.
Yep, Matt now has a beautiful fake idol. And lots of confidence.
I was disappointed.
Yes, you were.
He's got enough problems with no votes and crushing on Frannie so hard. Now he adds this in. He's like the trifecta of goof-ups.
Well, but you never know where it'll take him.
Well, Danny's not going to miss an opportunity. He promptly busted him for it.
Yeah, right in front of Josh.
So clever. So well played, Danny. Yeah, Danny's exceeding my expectations. He's definitely playing on a different level.
In your pocket?
Yeah, he made sure to get Josh over there with him when he did it too.
And Matt has no way of knowing that he didn't.
I swear, nothing. And then he has to walk it back first to Danny and then to Josh, telling them both, yeah, he did find it. This has got Josh a little concerned. He's saying Matt and Frannie aren't easy targets now.
That's right.
With the fake, he doesn't know it's fake idol.
Well, then, I think he was implying that, the four of us are the ones that know. So, we might not be targeting them now. And we might want to side with them.
Danny's not going to miss out on an opportunity, though. He goes to Heidi and said, hey, Matt has an idol.
Yeah.
And he's just tickled because he's got so much cover now.
You know what we didn't see?
What's that?
Was anyone telling Claire?
That's true. Did not appear to be in the loop. She may have only found out tonight.
That's true, actually. But she would have heard something before them, you would think, from people that got voted out.
Depends. I don't know if we'll see Soka lose again. Perhaps. She'd really need someone from Soka to show up at Ponderosa before the merge.
For sure,
that's right.
Your boy's on there, but
yep. Both our USBs are in jeopardy. Back over to Ratu there on day 6. Jaime is eating a raw worm.
Ugh.
And then Lauren, Kane, and Jaime eat worms. Let me tell you the number one reason not to do this?
Yes, you already told me, but you tell them.
Parasites. So many castaways end up with parasites from bad choices, whether it's unclean water or doing stuff like this. You just don't want to deal with that. It can take years and multiple rounds of medication to get rid of those, and they'll wreck you.
Well, and sometimes they don't always. I know of at least one survivor that, has had long-term ongoing issues.
Yes.
And so, but I don't think they have to worry about water anymore. I think they
Right,
give them,
because they're always making sure to give them the clean water and make sure it's plentiful, and they don't have to boil
they
it
don't
because
want
that was too
people
difficult.
dying from dehydration.
Yeah.
So they changed their policy on that. But if the people choose to eat bugs or worms or whatever, then Jaime ate another one and Kane had one too. So we didn't see anybody else eating it, but those three did.
Lauren did. Lauren, Kane, and Jaime.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I just said that.
I didn't hear the three. I only heard two.
Okay.
My bad.
Alrighty. But Jaime had a lot of that kind of hyper energy going.
Yeah, she loves being outdoors, she tells us, and she gets a house plant for the camp, and she's really connecting with Matthew.
Well, she seems to have plenty of energy, as does Kane. And Brandon's just dragging around, and you see him taking naps. And
Brandon went out and fished.
I know.
Which was a big exertion.
After he got his nap. You haven't seen the others napping, though. And he's talked about how he couldn't hardly walk up the beach on the sand and that kind of thing. So that's why I say
days ago, yeah.
He seems to be more low energy than those guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Could be. It can be hard to carry around all that muscle.
Since they won the fishing gear, he might perk right up. Getting fish in there, too.
Mm-hmm. So Jaime and Matthew are connecting, and Jaime found a hidden immunity idol.
Or is he pulling a Danny and leading her toward where he hid?
Yeah.
I think that might have been why he was hanging with her.
Sure.
At least in part as well.
And we get the scene where he plants a fake idol, planted it there at the water well. And so he put a lot of great effort in too. So he's playing at the same level as Danny at this point.
Do you like the way that they chose to edit that? In that they show her finding it before they tell us
the flash
what
before
he
you get
did,
the flashback.
and that it's also a fake.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. They switched it up since they had just shown us this exact thing that happened over at the other tribe.
Sure.
And,
well, they've been practicing that pattern since we've been back from the pandemic, basically, and it seems to work pretty well. The flashback pattern.
Yep, I like that.
Immunity Reward Challenge, Day 7. This is a 2-day cycle.
They have to swim from the platform to that cube and roll it as a team over till they can climb up on it and get those 2 keys.
Yep. Classic spin the key fob off the corkscrew.
And I had, both of us had chosen people from the Orange Tribe going home from Ratu.
Yeah.
And so I did not expect them to be in the lead. I was like, oh, they're in the lead.
Yeah. And the reward, as you talked about, is a toolkit. It's a big toolkit and a big plate of fruit, and then a smaller toolkit, which really was
smaller fruit,
hammers and nails, I think, and then a small plate of fruit.
Well, they could certainly stabilize something or build other things.
Undefeated Soka has to sit 2 out, and once again, Claire is part of the volunteer choice. And this time, Heidi joins her, and Probst questions her about it again.
Yep. Well, Jeff's never going to like that much. And we don't usually either, so.
And Lauren ends up sitting out for Ratu because they've got 5.
Alrighty. It's like, why was Matt the one to climb up to get the
Matthew?
2 keys? Yeah, Matthew. Why him? He was the shortest guy there.
Mm-hmm. That's strange. I guess he
Kane
volunteered.
is so tall. Brandon is so tall.
Yeah, Brandon's like 6'2".
But I guess he was tall enough. But even having to lift the arm up and do stuff and pull himself, why is he taxing it when it's not necessary?
Trying to prove his worth.
It's not necessary. You know?
Yeah.
And then it was bugging him when they got further along in the challenge and trying to dig that sand. That's when it almost looked, you and I both thought it looked like it maybe popped out
Well,
again.
he yelled his shoulder and then said, okay. So I think it did pop out and come back in, that's exactly what happens when you have a dislocation like that, is it
Yep.
happens more frequently.
Yeah. And well, especially when you don't rest it enough and let it stabilize and heal.
The water portion of the challenge went pretty well. Tika had some trouble. They got off course, and it took them a little bit of extra time to get both their keys off the corkscrews up there. But they made it through okay. It was the digging under the big pole there was
That's always difficult, digging sand.
And they had it really banked up well. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
Extra.
Very.
It wasn't level with the bottom of it. They had it ramped all the way up to the top of that log, and that was those were big logs.
Yes. Well, I just hope Matthew doesn't tear something, because then it's not going to heal without surgery.
Well, every time it pops out like that again, it's not doing well.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
do-over.
Yep, he's risking.
Soka did great, blasted through the physical portion of it, got up there and undid was it like a lazy Susan that the boxes they had to stack on for?
Yeah, they took the lead. They were kind of in second, but then they got up there and took the lead.
Frannie and Matt are working on stacking the boxes. This is where you can't have any of the same color on the same side. It's a classic puzzle. We've seen it multiple times in Survivor with that 4-cube stack.
I just want to give Danny a little credit for getting underneath the log, even though Jeff said something about he got pushed. Maybe somebody was pushing from the other side to help him on through, but then he got over there and he was pulling everybody else through.
Yeah, not only that, but he
grab
was
them and pull them.
really good on clearing on the other side by himself. He was that portion of the challenge was built for him and his physique to max out on.
I just want to give him credit because he seems to be doing a real good job with that kind of stuff.
Yep, Frannie and Matt end up working on the puzzle stack for Soka, and Carson and Jam for Tika, and Kane and Matthew were working on it for Ratu. And maybe this is another one where we didn't get Matthew bragging about practicing this at home. But I expected Carson to have this in the bag, and it turned out that Ratu...
He was struggling, yeah.
Ratu really got it. They got it first, and they end up winning. And then it's a Tika versus Soka. And
so Frannie and Matt didn't do so well.
No, they did not.
I'm surprised, but, I guess they did the best they could, and they've certainly been successful before now. But
Coach Danny was on the scene trying to help them. He told them, go look at the one that's solved and copy it.
Yeah.
So they ran over there, and then Carson ran. For some reason, Jam was reluctant to go look.
He was.
That was bizarre, wasn't it?
Well, he didn't go until he saw Matt run over there, and then Carson went and Jam. They went both each side. But, and it took that. I thought Tika was done for when they took it all apart.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, definitely we're thinking, uh-oh, this tribe's about to go down to 3.
And they seem to have trouble even, they seem to have trouble even lifting those things up there more than all the other people.
Yes.
Even Matt, who's got a bad shoulder.
Matthew.
Well, I've been calling him Matt when I'm writing, so.
Well, you need to stop that so we can keep it clear.
Well, but if your Matt goes home, then I won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So that would take care of it.
Sure.
But anyway,
Tika
yes, Matthew
gets it back together and ends up getting it straight. It wasn't clear exactly how they worked it out. Maybe it had something to do with Carson's question.
Yeah, but they did work it out, and I have to think it was Carson that did it. I think Jim was just the muscle.
Yeah, he was there for the lift, and they probably would have done better with Sarah or Carolyn in for the lift.
Yeah,
For Sarah, I
would have
think.
had.
Yeah.
I think I would have had Carolyn for the lift. She seems to be very strong, and she's not afraid to get in there, and she's tall too. So of course they both are. Her and Sarah.
So Tika gets their flint back. They got second. They'll get the small building kit and a small plate of fruit. And Soka loses and is on their way to tribal council. Hey, did you see Probst knighted Kane?
Yes,
At his request. Probst didn't know he's supposed to tap on both sides of the shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, he seemed a little annoyed with it after he gave one tap and said, "Take it. You're knighted. Move on." Matt tells us he's a little concerned that they lost because he's got no vote.
No vote.
2 tribal councils he's going to do
Yep.
the no vote dance.
Well, only one now. After this tribal council, he still will
He
just
tells
have
us
one
he
more.
may have to play his hidden immunity idol, which we all know is fake.
Yeah, this is when I looked at you and said, "You're really nervous, aren't you? Your face looks like
Nope.
you really."
Wasn't concerned. I knew my boy had it.
Yeah, no, you were lying.
Back to camp, day 7. Franny's a little upset. She's miffed that they did so poorly in that challenge and didn't get those blocks stacked.
Well, I like Danny saying, "Well, did everybody do the best they could?" Well, then we did the best we could.
Yeah.
So, no blame. Just we did the best we could. And we lost.
Danny's got some leeway. He knows that he doesn't have to worry.
Well, and Danny and Josh are thinking about keeping the tribe strong.
Yes, absolutely. They're talking about how strong Heidi and Frannie is.
Yep, and Claire has done nothing.
Yes. So we can lose her and we'll essentially have lost nothing.
Yeah, they said, okay, well, we'll tell her it's Matt. She'll believe that, and then, we'll vote her out. Done deal.
Josh is a little reluctant, but he knows it's better off to go with the numbers at this point.
Yep. He said it was supposed to be Matt and Frannie, but, he doesn't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, not at this stage.
No, too early to rock the boat.
Read the room and vote smart.
But, of course, as usual, Frannie doesn't want to vote out Matt or Claire. She wants Josh out because she thinks he's unpredictable.
He's cagey.
That's right. So
Well,
she has a different idea.
He doesn't want to work with her, so therefore she's ready to get rid of him. And that makes sense. I get that on a level, but he's contributing quite a lot in terms of physicality in the challenges. So.
Well, and Fran knew how to take that over to Claire because she just tells her, Danny and Josh are gunning for you. So, and I want to take Josh out. So
Yep.
she's gung ho. Yeah, let's get Josh.
Yeah, Matt gets in on it too, and he says, "Look, let's get Heidi, and we'll get this squared away."
Were you surprised that when they talked to Heidi didn't commit really right away? She's like, well, I really have to think about this. And then I was surprised to see her go talk to Danny and for her to say, well, I think he's my number one.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by that. We'd seen them consulting before.
I was. I was a little surprised by that. And, but I'm glad we saw it. But she did say her relationship with Josh wasn't good. But then if she kept Claire, they may not be able to win challenges.
Right.
Because Claire's blaming it on them at Tribal Council, but she's the one that chose not to show them what she can do.
How can you look at a challenge and say, do I want Josh or Claire? I know what Josh has done. I got no clue
Exactly.
what Claire can do other than volunteer to sit out
And complain about the bugs.
and declare herself the czar of laziness.
Yeah, she did that even before the season started, that she didn't see that she had anything to contribute to challenges. She said that.
Okay, I didn't remember that.
Oh, I did. That's why I decided, she's not even going to try. And so she has exceeded my expectation in that regard.
I did think Claire pulled a smart move on a personal level after she was done talking to Heidi when she asked her for a hug, a little physical contact. She asked her essentially for a favor and that can make people feel warmer towards you when they do something for you. That's pretty smart. And I don't know that it came off as a blatant manipulation.
I think it was worth a try, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think Heidi is very pragmatic.
Yes, very much so.
And she's not going to be swayed by that.
Right. Not enough.
Do I think it bothered her? Sure. But will she do it? Sure. She's there to win the money. She's keeping her focus where it should be.
Yeah, on her family. Tribal Council, night 7. Frannie is overwhelmed by the ritual of Tribal Council, the magic.
And they get to light those torches.
Yep. What was with Probst in pushing the gargoyle? He wanted someone to acknowledge the gargoyle. Yeah, the art department made a great gargoyle.
They did.
This set and the theme for this season is, it seems out of place, but it is well executed.
It felt like he had come up with something to really bring the audience's focus onto it by the way he related it to this tribal council.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of how it is. And then he even physically mimicked the gargoyle.
He posed. Yeah, so Josh went along with him. He said, oh, yeah, sure, definitely feel the gargoyle. Sure. New feeling after when we got back from the challenge. But Claire, she went on the attack.
Yeah, I think she knew she was going. I think Heidi had told her.
Oh, she had. Yeah, we saw that much.
She would.
Yeah.
And I think she just said, no, you're going home. And I think she came in, she looked very sad and kind of, dragging.
Yeah, she came out of the gate calling them liars, in particular Josh, but...
She's angry because she's the one going home first.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the way some people feel. I might be too. I don't know.
Probst pulled Frannie into it, and so she dove in with both feet and came up with her great analogy of a sick merry-go-round. I thought the better one to use there was musical chairs. But we got a sick merry-go-round from Frannie, and that's what it was like, as everybody's name comes up, and you just don't want it to stop on yours.
Yeah, and Heidi said, well, everybody has to decide what's best for each person's game.
There's your pragmatism. She said she had to consider everyone.
Yep, and that everybody should be considering what is good for their game.
Matt, I thought, did well in his response. Yep, he feels the target on him, and he says it's all about considering who you can trust. In a game where you can trust no one, who can you trust? So Matt went right for the essence with his response. Okay,
you knew at some point Jeff was going to bring it up again about Claire sitting out.
Time to drop the hammer. Yeah.
Yeah. He. I'm sure he was sitting on that because that kind of thing. It bugged him no matter what they say. Oh, it's a tribe decision, or he still doesn't like it.
This has got to be some of the worst tactical choices I've ever seen someone make in the game. Claire's approach.
I swallowed my pride to do what was best for the tribe. And they haven't given me a chance to prove myself.
What is strength? Trust versus brute force. Yeah, Heidi agreed with her a little bit. I think Heidi wanted to let her down easy.
Well, of course, nobody wants to.
What was with Frannie?
Some people might want to be unkind, but I think it was the same thing. She was trying to say, "Oh, we know you would have aced the challenges."
Oh, she said crush. We don't know that Claire would crush anything.
I know. She was just trying to let her down easy because she's sending her home. That's all that was. I don't know that she even meant that. You said, that sounds really genuine. Not.
I didn't actually say that or that way.
Well, you kind of did, but in a different way. But
I understand how you
that's
hear
what I
things.
Heard.
Yeah. For Matt, it's still just about the trust. That's what he's looking for. What did you think about that exchange between Claire and Heidi? Could that have been more ambiguous? Did you think more about what we talked about? Are you still feeling the same? What did she get out of that?
Whether she still was going to vote for her or not. I think Claire was trying to decide, well, should I hope that maybe Frannie and Heidi will go with me against Josh, or should I play my shot in the dark? I think that's what she wanted to know. should I still play my shot in the dark? That's what I think she was trying to determine.
Maybe that's what it was, yeah.
That's what I thought, but I could be wrong.
Heidi put a bow on it. She said, somebody's dream ends tonight. And Probst jumped on that.
We all have dreams.
Yep. Time to vote.
Okay.
Got some good reactions from Josh and Frannie as they saw the chessboard for the first time.
It didn't mean anything to me since I don't know chess and there's not that many pieces on there. It's not the same amount of people anymore.
Don't know what it's intended
I don't know if it
to
means anything.
convey. If it doesn't mean anything, then it's like too busy and shouldn't be in the shot.
Yeah.
You got to think there's some Easter egg in there somewhere. Okay, time to tally the votes, as Probst likes to say. And then Claire plays her shot in the dark.
No idols played, so
Nope.
Matt wasn't concerned, and Danny definitely wasn't concerned. I didn't even hear his name get sent around.
No, he is playing really well.
Okay, so Claire indeed played her shot in the dark.
Which means that she also now has no vote.
Yep, which she doesn't care. She's just trying to save herself.
Not safe and no vote. We get 3 Claires and she's out.
Yep, even though Frannie, Danny, Heidi, and Josh all voted for her. And Matt and Claire had no vote, so that was... all the votes were on Claire. Mm-hmm. If Claire had gotten safe, they would have had to do a revote.
What did you think about the episode as a whole?
I'm enjoying it. I really am.
We like the tribe time first half, and then a challenge, and then the prep for tribal, and then go to tribal. That's a pretty solid formula, and we're getting some good tribe dynamics. We got people that are very active with Danny and Matthew hiding fake idols and basically walking their targets into them. And
I still feel like they just have crammed a lot into a 60-minute episode.
42 actual minutes of footage, yeah.
I just thought, whoa, that was a lot.
Yep. It was good. Boom, 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 moving. Things are happening.
Oh, they kept it moving for sure. Yeah, but I very much enjoyed it.
A couple of features on castaways with that extra background on Brandon and Kane, and a little extra on Jaime.
Yep.
Good stuff. Next time on Survivor?
Fran, it appears, is leading a meditation, and I assume because Josh was on the screen, she was talking about him when she said, I don't think that he sees it coming.
So as far as she's concerned, the next target is on Josh.
Which probably means it won't be.
Pretty sure, huh?
It is Survivor.
Yeah. Jam's wondering who put that X there in the bird cage. So Carolyn came up with some plan to draw attention back to the bird cage. She stuck some sticks into it in the shape of an X.
You think she finally figured out to use the fake idol?
Maybe, yeah.
And so she did that just to, like you said, draw the attention to
that was my thought.
Somebody to come investigate.
Right. Reignite that curiosity.
Because they didn't think there's anything in there. So if there is something in there, she's going to have to work harder now to draw
them back to it. Yeah. And we hear Matthew in a voiceover saying information is power. So he's got some information on Jaime and her fake idol. I'm assuming that's what he's alluding to.
And Jeff tells us at the immunity challenge, this can change the game.
It's a classic line he says when they give the tarps as part of the reward, right?
Yeah,
you can see a tarp beside him.
A rope and a tarp.
Yeah, I think that's probably all that is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. And then we see the boat. So obviously,
before that, we see the bag on the pedestal. The lose your vote advantage.
Yep.
So the boats are going to come pick people up. So we probably won't get as much tribe time in next week's episode because three more will go out.
And you thought it was Carson saying, "This is so crazy." Mm-hmm. As someone reaches into the bag.
I thought it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And then cut to someone's coming in on one of the little boats and OMG and what? And all the things you say when you're mugging for the camera. Yeah. Fake excitement as Frannie gives the big O face there.
And Claire wraps it up by telling us it was an amazing experience. She just wished she'd gotten to see more, which is a normal reaction.
Yeah. it's just so, your game was so poorly executed. Interesting to catch some of the exit interviews to see if there's something else going on, because that was, like I said, that's one of the tactically worst plays I've seen, other than, it's right up there with like Chicken from Survivor China. And
You mean not participating in any of the challenges?
yeah.
Well, she
and
had
being
to the
vocal
first
about it.
one, but
Yeah. Well, and she ticked him off even with that. All this for a Flint? So she started off on the wrong foot with Probst.
Well, it actually wasn't just Flint. They did get a machete or something with it. And how are you going to do coconut if you don't have that? And then I'm sure she's appreciated the fire, which she might not have had without the Flint. But anyway, they deliberately showed those little comments and even her complaining about the bugs.
Yeah.
So they wanted us to feel this way. And we do.
Yes. It seemed like the right person
I'm
left.
gullible.
Yes. Yeah. Totally followed that edit. Maybe there's more to it. You never know with the edit. How about a JSFL update?
All right. Hatter is in first place with 16 points.
Just one?
Yes.
No ties this week, huh?
That's why I just said Hatter. All right. 15 people lost their USB. 72 people lost a safe point this week, and congratulations to the 26 people who earned a vote-off point this week.
Okay.
As for the side challengers, with 14 points tied for first, Chris, Jeremiah, Randy, and Rebecca. With 13 points, Drew. 12 points, Justin and Parker. With 11 points, Cold Mike, Robert, and Stacy. And with 10, Lisa Ray.
Well, Lisa Ray decided she wanted the basement to herself.
I guess so.
All right.
For now.
Enjoy.
And we heard the finale is on May 24th.
Okay.
So make a
Good
note
to know.
of that.
And it's looking like they won't do another double elimination episode.
No, it looks like
We
it's
were
going to work out.
trying to do some Survivor math and look at the weeks and the players left. Looks like they're on track to end with 5.
Which is great for scoring in JSFL. We don't have to do that.
Good deal. Who do you think's going next?
Wow. Well, I'm really worried about Sarah if they lose.
And Tika's always in danger.
Yeah, unless she can create some doubt about Carson, but hopefully she'll be thinking about that. If Soka goes, Josh would be the easy vote. I don't know if it would stay that
You
way.
think Frannie and Heidi are going to be able to convince the others to go in that direction?
Well, I think Frannie could convince Matt.
She could pull Matt, yeah.
But Heidi could be in danger too. This might backfire for her too.
She hadn't felt that heat yet.
No. And she does well in challenges, but I don't know if she does as well as Josh. So that would be the other option. We know Frannie's been out there. She's been the most valuable girl player.
And of course Matt is in danger because he still has no vote. And he's got a fake idol that's gonna give him more safety than it is real. He's gonna cause him to make a mistake, probably.
I could very easily see Danny, Josh, and Heidi band together to get rid of Matt or Frannie.
Right.
But
okay, my version of that, they target Frannie first, and Matt plays his fake idol for Frannie. And Frannie
if he
goes.
knows it's coming.
Yeah. Well, they'll very likely get a sense of it. Yeah.
But so that could go so many different ways with them.
Because if it plays out that way, then Matt gets to stay in the game, and he'll actually have a vote from then forward.
But if Ratu loses, man, I don't know. I had Jaime going this week, and you had Matthew.
Solid, yeah. And then I'm right about Matthew. He's not 100%.
Oh, no, he's not even close to 100%.
We saw that with his shoulder popping out again.
And I believe he just keeps re-injuring.
Yeah.
And he does things he doesn't have to do. He's, in my opinion...
Like for all the good, smart things he's done doofus things.
Yes.
So balance sheet, at best, is even.
I don't know on that tribe anymore. It could be Lauren.
He's just praying that he makes it to the merge because he can disappear into the background at that point.
Does Matthew have any reason to want to set Jaime up? Because as long as she thinks she's got an idol, he's being shielded. Same with Danny. As long as Matt's there and everybody knows he's got an idol, they're not looking at Danny
Right.
to have an idol. So,
But Danny's really got one. Matthew actually has. Oh, no, Matthew's
Matthew
got one
does
now.
too.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot. Sorry.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
I forgot about him finding one and then actually making a fake one, too.
so the whole point of this was who goes next. But I really don't know without seeing the challenge. And though we didn't know what was at the end of the challenge, we assumed some kind of puzzle this
Well,
week.
that's the
so-
formula in the early
yeah.
portion of the game.
So
Dexterity or a mental puzzle.
right now, I would say Matthew if he didn't have an idol, because at some point they're gonna, dude, we're gonna do you a favor and send you home before you really mess up yourself for real, permanent.
Yeah, they're going to get a surprise if they go that route, huh?
Yeah, but
The thing that we've seen about Jaime is that she'll act irrationally, so she'll play her fake idol.
knowing that it's Matthew, I think he would be okay with letting her play her fake idol, just so he made sure he was there to see it. And then I don't think he could not tell him that he did it.
Yeah, given what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure he
Seems to
could
be the
keep
case.
quiet.
Yeah.
But so I might still say Jaime if they lose. I don't know why. I just keep thinking that she's going to annoy or something.
Or she's just the least of what's left, yeah.
Yeah, she's not as physical as some, though she seems to do, I think, probably pretty well. And maybe better than
find
Lauren,
in the
because
challenge
Lauren
tonight.
doesn't swim as well.
Yeah.
So she would be more valuable than Lauren at that point. So
Yeah, Lauren's extra vote keeps that interesting.
I'm not terribly attached to anybody on that tribe for some reason. Are you?
I've totally fell for the edit. I like Kane more, and I've always liked Brandon.
You would, Mr. Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't play as much as Kane does.
No, you don't. Not anymore. But who do you think?
Yeah, I think Jamie's likely. And I'm still stuck with, hey, get rid of the busted guy. But he's not going anywhere with that idol now as long as he gets a heads up.
Well, my fear is that if Tika loses, Sarah's gone.
Yeah, that seems to be a given, and her inheritance advantage right along with her.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like it would play out any other way at this point.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see that tribe go to 3 for the merge. Absolutely.
I would hate to. I'm kind of cheering for them, but
Because we got to get rid of 3 more before the merge. So, like she said, she herself said, there's a good chance they're going to go again to tribal council. That's why she was concerned and wanted some challenge that played to their strengths. Yeah, I won't be surprised to see Tika back there next week.
I would rather see the people come from the other 2 tribes. Kind of even things up, you know.
Because Carson should have had that puzzle. He had to have practiced that, and he almost goofed it up. So he's probably not as good at the puzzles as he's told us he is, even though
Or
he did
that
practice.
kind. Or maybe
Yeah.
he has a problem with colors, too. You never know with that.
Yeah, that would definitely be a killer one for me. I would not be doing those blocks.
No, you
I
wouldn't
can't
be
tell the
able to
difference
do that.
between that red and green that they used at all. And that's the thing, you're not supposed to have 2 of the same color on a side, so that would, yeah.
I'd kind of like to.
I didn't even think
uh,
that Ratu had solved it, because I was looking at it and went, oh no, there's 2 reds on there. I was a little surprised when Jeff said
and
they
you
got
said,
it.
but there was 2 red, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, honey. The lower one was red. The one right up above it was green.
Yeah,
Because I know that's the major thing you can't see.
Right.
And anyway, I would like to see at least one more person leave from Ratu and Soka.
or ideally you get 1 from each, right?
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
4, 4, and 4.
At least one more from
And then
each.
one of them's going to go to 3. Yeah. Who knows? Good
Well,
deal.
Yeah. And, then it would at least be 4, 4, 4.
I'm looking for, they'd have to get through to one more, though, right? After that.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody else thought about this episode. And what did you think about the fake idols that were hidden and how that all got executed? And what does that mean for Soka? Or is this going to start a trend of them losing? Or are they going to be able to get their mojo back now that Claire the Dud has been voted out? If you want to join us on our next listener feedback, we'd love to have you there. You can call and leave a voicemail, 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. I always have a few starter questions that are in the show notes that you can answer. We've done the big strokes, the recap. We got that part covered. Now, there's probably some things that you saw that we missed that you can share, or maybe you come at things from a different angle than we did and can offer some new and different insights. You can record your own audio. Rebecca did really good doing that for her first time last week and got some great quality out of it. And you can attach that to an email, or you can write it up in an email, and we'll read it into the listener feedback show on your behalf. The email is joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com. Feedback's due noon Pacific time on Saturdays, and we ask that you keep it in the 3-minute range. You have something else?
And the show notes that Stacy talks about are at getsfp.com. That's where our website is.
Yeah.
And not everybody goes there to listen. Some people go to YouTube or Spotify or iTunes, but that's where you'll see the show notes with all the links to the interviews or anything extra will be there.
I think you can find. I think the show notes get included with the other deliveries mechanisms too. But yeah,
well,
there we go. We look forward to hearing from you.
I look forward to Ted Lasso tonight, along with The Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
Yes, we got to get this wrapped up.
That's right.
So we can finish our
Stay
Wednesday
up too
night.
late and watch.
Yes, good deal. All right, looking forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.